I'm Precious Swain Peaks, author, motivational speaker, business owner. But today I want to come just as me, as a woman, and encourage you guys to just understand your beauty and your greatness. I'm going to tell you a quick, very true story. I grew up through life this little skinny girl with huge fuzzy hair. I began having children. I have seven natural adult children. And after each pregnancy, I would drop back down to my max weight at that time was 120 pounds. And life was good. I wasn't shapely, not really busty or with a heavy butt, but I was small, tiny and petite, cute, letting it roll. By baby seven, um, I could legally get my tubes tied, and that's what I did. Now, for those of you who have had your tubes tied, you already know it just seems like after you have your tubes tied, there's this small amount of pudge that seems to have a really hard time going away. No matter what your diet is or how much you're working out, it just seems like this pudge is there. Part of the reason is because this pudge is affiliated with scar tissue. But we don't really think about that. We just look at it like we're getting fat, so we begin to panic. Don't panic. Fat does not keep you from being beautiful. But with the pudge, of course, I started having a few confidence issues. Just gonna be real. Like, whoa, never had this before. I've always been able to saran wrap and Vaseline and go right back down to the flat tummy. But now, no matter what I do, there's still this small pudge. It wasn't like big, but it was a small pudge. Time goes on, um, life goes on, maturity goes on. And then you begin to get the gray hairs. I'm not sure if you guys can see them at this point. I have quite a few. But you begin to get the gray hairs. And now it's like, oh, ooh, people are going to think I'm old. I better touch up these grays. And at one point, I did want to, I was slightly embarrassed, wanted to touch my grays. And so I had got some color and I went to my hairdresser at the time. And my hairdresser looked at the color and threw it over there and was like, I'm not putting that in your hair. I was like, my hair is gray. Sucks to be you. You're going to keep it. And part of it was because my hair is natural. It grows natural. It does whatever it's going to do natural. There's no chemicals in it. And very rarely will I have it straightened so that it's very low heat in it. So they didn't want to put the dye in it and break the pattern that I had going on or run the risk that the dye would cause damage. The other thing they were trying to get me to understand was my grays didn't take away from my beauty. Now, I will share that my hairstylist was a man, um, and them being a man, taking that stand helped from a mental standpoint, me not being so intimidated by my hair grain. Now, at that point, when I tried that, I didn't have as much as I have now. I just had like a strand or two. Now, the whole middle of my head is gray. Um, but gray doesn't change who you are. So now I have this gray hair and these little pudge, and I'm feeling off about myself. In the meantime, I was in a relationship in which to maintain control, a lot of times I was told nobody's going to want you after having 7 kids. You're a fat ass, blah, 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 blah. Mind you, I was still at about 135 pounds. I still wasn't heavy. I was at about 135 pounds even then. So we're going through the process. We're going through life. Um, Part of being me has always been to have, no matter what else I didn't have, I had a bunch of hair and puffy cheeks like a squirrel, just big, chunky cheeks. As I got older, the chin began to riff, to just show up. Now, I'm quite sure it was always there, but a few little pounds added on and some age to give some gravity a little more control, and the chin appeared. Now I'm really feeling funny because I realized that my complexion was getting darker, which color doesn't bother me, but when you're looking at yourself and you're looking at your life changing, you're aging, you're changing, these are the things you see. Wow, I have a double chin. Oh my goodness, I have gray hair. Oh, sheesh, I have a pudge. Oh goodness, I'm looking a little darker. Hmm, what happened to me? Nothing happened to you. You're getting older. Time is setting in. No matter what it is that you buy, your house, your car, your everything changes with age. You have to get your house painted every so often. You have to get your tires rotated every so often. Time changes everything, but you're still beautiful. You're still great. You're still graceful. So some more time goes on and that big 50 hit. Boom. And you begin to look around, and now the pudge is shaping out a little different. Menopause is setting in. You're having hot flashes. You're sweating. You're freezing. You don't know what's going on with your hormones. You're cussing. You're crying. Your hormones are off, and you're wondering why you're gaining weight. You haven't changed your diet. Actually, you're eating less than you used to. Now, hormonal weight gain has set in, and you don't really know how to control it. And everybody's saying, go to the gym, go to the gym. But sometimes in certain areas, the gym really isn't kind of working like it used to for you. Everything used to snap back, and now it's kind of snapping, kind of not. And now your knees are hurting when you go to the gym. So your work is out isn't what it used to do because your knees can't hold up on that bike or your knees can't hold up on that treadmill. So now you're to the point where you're almost completely doing the chair exercises, but you're still trying to get it in. But that double chin is still there. The gray hair is just filling in even more. And now, depending on how many children you've had and just your health in general, you may be developing some darker rings around your eyes, losing a few teeth, normally the back ones first, because you've given off so much of your calcium and your vitaminic properties during pregnancy. And let's just face it, as you get older, things begin to depreciate. So now you're looking at yourself and you're doing everything to try to make it better. You're buying more expensive clothes, you're packing your face down with makeup, you're doing everything to try to be that 20-year-old again. That 20-year-old had outer beauty. That 50-year-old has inner beauty. See, you've learned from every phase that you have been through. You've learned how to get over the obstacles that at 20 you were looking at panicking. You've learned how to reach out and pull somebody else through. You've learned how to balance you. And so now in this process, you're so worried about the outer that you forget to nourish the inner. When we were younger, when we saw our grandmothers, we saw extreme beauty. Our grandmothers were queens to us. A lot of them didn't work, they didn't have to. We didn't look at them any different because they didn't work. To us, they were the queen of our life. And they taught us everything about being women. They taught us grace and charisma. They taught us cooking, sewing, baking. They taught us that we were beautiful. And now we're them. We should be walking gracefully into our older years. We should not be trying to compete with the 20-year-old. I have nothing against people getting, I guess at this point it's called snatched, slayed, or whatever. Who knows? If you choose to get your body done, that's 100% on you. But there should come a time in our life where our confidence is so well that we understand that our beauty is here and here, not out here. And I'm coming live to talk about this because I, at one point, was in a dark place. I was like, ah, what has happened to me? I got some little arm fat. I got some little chin fat. Oh my goodness, my boobs have grown 2 bra sizes. My belly just seems like I eat continuously, even though I don't. And I keep doing these exercises, and so my legs are shapely, and I'm even developing some butt. But what about this belly? And woe is me. And I began to question myself. And I began to question everything about what was going on. And then one day I said, whoa, hold on. When you open your mouth, they don't look at anything else. They hear the Most High come from your belly through your mouth. They hear the intelligence of every class you've ever taken come from your head and out your mouth. When you speak, you permeate the atmosphere. You change lives. How dare you sit on the bed with tears in your eyes, worried about what somebody thinks about you having 10 extra pounds? Your head has been that the whole time. Walk in your greatness, ladies. We don't owe anybody anything. Because that same man that you worried about thinking you're fat, he's going through some changes too. He's gaining a little weight here, losing a little hair there, growing some gray. And you guys have been through the young part together. So now buckle down and go through the old part together. It's supposed to get greater later. So allow yourself to age gracefully. Allow your beauty to still flow. Don't let what society, the social media, or anything else damage your self esteem. Continue to pray and prance. Again, I am Precious Swain Peaks, author, motivational speaker, and once a woman in a dark depression because she gained a little weight, got a few grays, lost a few teeth, and got a little more chin. Until I stepped back and looked at what the Most High created me to be. I'm a granny now. I am an educator now. I am helping 20-year-olds become business owners. help them learn to be good mothers. I am now the queen myself that I looked at my grandmother as being. I am her. Enjoy your life. Live gracefully. And don't let anything make you believe that you are not beautiful.